Yep. Talking 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, making sure you can hear me. That not getting it. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. Uh, Russell Woods 18239 or 21st place. Lot 48, Phoenix, Arizona 85022. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3, ABC. I
I can
haven't
hear
touched.
him on my end.
I haven't touched anything since we were talking.
Yeah, and I can hear him. So he's not muted.
Yeah. Um, my name's Wheaten Smith. Do you need me to keep on talking or are we good?
Got the quarterback up. Yeah, I sure can. Uh Tyrone Johnson at Hal Jensen Recreation Center. Ready to get this day going. Am I still delayed? Okay. Is there anything you want me to do? You want me to log off and on and reboot or anything? Okay. Yep. Testing 1, 2, 3. ABC. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Russell Woods. I was born February 17th, 1969 in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Give me a little bit more than that.
Okay. My name is Russell Woods. My middle initial is J, but it doesn't really stand for anything, just kind of like Michael J. Fox or Daniel J. Travanti.
Okay, Russell. Coach, can I have can you talk for a second?
Yep, sure can. Didn't know Russell had a birthday coming up next month. That's big time. We like that. Have to mark that on the calendar.
Okay, thank you. And Wheaten, you're the last one. If you give me a quick, just say your name real quick.
Okay. Wheaten Smith. You need more?
Okay, guys, we're gonna try this again. I've got it up and running.
Okay.
So, no, Coach, when you see yourself, we're just gonna start the show over, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
And stand by. Give yourself just a second, and everything's gonna start happening. Thanks for the patience, guys.
Mhm.
Coach, can you give me a 10-second countdown?
Yep. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good morning and welcome to the Fifth Quarter AZ. I'm your co-host Tyrone Johnson, and today we have our special co-host with us who's been holding down the fort, Russell Wood. So we're going to bring him out right now. We're just going to get right into it. Good morning, Russell. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Coach. It's always good to see you.
Likewise. How was your holiday, New Year, all that good stuff?
It's Christmas is the day where you see all the family, even the ones you don't see on a regular basis, and I'm thoroughly blessed to be part of this family.
Absolutely. And we definitely appreciate you holding down the fort. Last week you did the first solo show, and I got a chance to watch it, and it was good. Just having Chase on, young man that I haven't met, but just real poised in the interview. Seemed like has a maturity level, beyond a freshman in high school. And so it was great just seeing you two chop it up a little bit.
Yeah, he was born to play quarterback, and I know we've talked about starting to get some of the current athletes in on the program. We've had a lot of coaches, we've had a lot of legends, folks around town, and giving advice and memories. But started getting the youngsters in last week with Chase, and we got another one for today from Coconino Soccer. Captain, they play today actually. They're at home this afternoon. If you're anywhere near Cromer Stadium, come by around 3 o'clock. They'll be playing Thunderbird. This week's guest is Coconino's Wheaten Smith.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Hi.
Come on, Wheaten. How you doing? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hey, we appreciate you joining us this morning, and just looking forward to getting into it a little bit and chopping it up and just talking to you about your high school career and what you're looking forward to afterwards. And so why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of your youth sports, your growth, and how you got to where you are right now.
Yeah, for sure. So, like you said, I'm Wheaten Smith, and I've been playing sports since I was a freshman. So I played cross country, soccer, and track. So yeah, all year round.
That's awesome. And it's a dying breed in sense of the multi-sport athlete. And so being a multi-sport athlete, how do you think that benefits you from sport to sport?
Oh, absolutely. For one thing, when going sport to sport, you don't have any time to lose your fitness. So I'm never out of shape. So that's really nice. And then it also, because I do different sports, it uses different muscles. And as up to like this point, I've never had a serious injury. So I think that's absolutely huge because soccer is a full contact sport and runners are always pulling muscles. But I think because I do so many, then my muscles can like compensate and they don't get hurt or anything.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then also being a multi-sport athlete and having to keep your eligibility year round, how does that play into your motivation to really excel in the classroom?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, athletics are awesome, but definitely academics come first in everything. There's a lot of time on bus rides going to and from games and meets. So I do choose to use that time to study and get all my class and homework stuff done.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know that you and your siblings were all homeschooled. So that kind of gave you a choice as to which school you could have gone to for athletics. What made you choose Coconino?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, Coconino has some absolutely awesome coaches, and I've loved my time there. And as far as choosing different schools, I actually didn't have that much of a choice because I had a choice in between NPA and Coconino. I couldn't go to Flag High or any of those other ones because the AIA has districts for homeschoolers to who's like eligible to go to which school and play sports. That way there's no recruiting or anything. So, but by far, Coconino's been my absolute favorite. There's just so much school spirit.
Well, you're also a bit of a legacy because your dad went to Coconino, class of '86. I remember growing up with him. I'm sure he had plenty of stories to tell you about growing up in Flagstaff, and especially going to Coconino in the '80s.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're go ahead, Tyrone.
No, what was one of the more memorable stories you got coming up that, because us parents will repeat that same story over and over. What's one of the ones that stick out to you?
Oh man, there's so many. Um, well, my dad was a little bit of a rascal in high school, so there's a lot of different ones. He did play, oh gosh, I think he was the running back for the Coconino football team. But I think one of the things that I remember is when they were playing against Flag High for the Flag Cocoa game. And he always talks about now, like every time Coco wins or Flag High wins, he always goes back to when he played. And I think it was like one of the tight games. I can't remember half of them because
That's good. That's classic. I know as parents, we oftentimes want to tell our glory days and, we want to make sure that y'all know and understand it. In our day, it was much tougher than it is today. All right, Russ, I just wanted to hear a story. Go ahead. Go ahead with the question.
No, I mentioned that that Wheaton and all. Let me make sure I get them right. Willow, Weston, Woodland, Wheaton, Wyland.
Yep.
Okay, and you've all gone to Coconino, and you're in between Woodland and Wyland, and you were able to play soccer and compete with Woodland, and now you're competing with alongside Wyland. I never got the chance to play sports with my brother. He was a year younger than me, but it just didn't quite work out. What's that like, playing soccer and doing cross country and track with your sisters?
It has been like the funnest part of my entire high school career. Unfortunately, I never got to actually compete with Woodland. She is 4 years my senior, so I didn't get to actually be on the same team as her. When she graduated, then I was coming in as a freshman. But as far as playing with Wyland, It has been absolutely incredible, especially I think you see it most on the soccer field because
Mhm.
connection is a huge thing. You have to be able to read your teammates' minds, where they're going to pass, where you need to make the run. And obviously, because we're sisters, we know a lot of like the tendencies and the connection in between me and Wyland. We both play forwards. It's
Mhm.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I checked your stats when I was doing research for this. I know that coach has only got a couple games on max preps limit, but you scored 4 goals against Goldwater. Is that right?
I think so. It kind of is hard to keep track sometimes.
I don't know, 4 goals in one game. That's a, but as remarkable as that is, last year against Goldwater, you scored 3 goals against them. So what is it about Goldwater that just revs you up so much?
Um, well, I think usually during Goldwater, our coach likes to change it up. So we did change
Mhm.
up our formation on that game just to make our team try some new things and just really just excel as a team. So I have been moved back to playing a midfielder this year. And
Mhm.
I think during that game, I got moved up to a forward. So that's really fun because forwards get a lot of shooting time on the goals. And
Yeah.
then also, we were working really hard on some new strategies like crossing the ball and making diagonal runs on that game.
Mhm.
And I definitely think our coach is onto something because we did score a lot in that game.
Yeah, I think it was 11-0 against Goldwater this year. You guys are 4-3 this year. How's the rest of this? That's what it said on Max Preps. I know Max Preps and the AAI website are two different things because Max Preps includes tournaments and the AIA doesn't. How
Yeah,
does the
no.
rest? Yeah, how's the rest of the season? You've got most of your Grand Canyon schedule still coming up.
Yeah, we actually have some really big games coming up. We actually play Prescott this month, sometime in January. I think it's coming up
Mhm.
soon. But anyways, Prescott and Flag High, we really look forward to those games because they are really talented teams, and we like to push our team to be prepared and be ready to play against those teams. So yeah, it's been exciting so far. The games that we've played, we've had some competition, but it's really hard to keep up your intensity when
Mhm.
the teams that you're playing against don't have like as high of intensity. So yeah, we're looking forward to playing those two teams.
So when you talk about your conference play and everything, like I coach basketball, and so we get to see our conference opponents, our region opponents twice each year. In soccer, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys only see each other one time each
Uh,
year, correct?
Correct, unless we make it into the state playoffs. So we'll
Okay.
replay people if we make it into the playoffs and tournament.
So then that puts more significance on being able to beat some of the top teams in the region. And so with you being a captain this year, how do you lead, or, how do you motivate the girls to make sure, say, when you're playing a Barry Goldwater and you win 11-0, that you don't get overconfident and then come into a region opponent and not be prepared?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a struggle. I do have to say, I don't think we necessarily struggle in being overconfident. I actually think we need to work a little bit more on believing in ourselves because
Okay.
our team is definitely very skilled this year. We have a lot of super fast girls, but we're kind of building from the bottom as of right now because we lost a lot of our defense because they graduated.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some new players on the team and they're doing absolutely amazing, but we're still building up the confidence to believe in our own skill that we can actually move the ball and we can complete passes. So definitely working on encouraging the girls to believe. As far as keeping the intensity on games, it all starts with the warm up. So we try really hard to pump everyone up on the warm up, and no matter who we're playing, we try to start off strong, be the first to the ball, and yeah, just make connections with each other.
That's excellent. And you mentioned that this year you changed positions. You went from a forward to a midfielder. And when you're a forward, you get more goals, I guess more chances on goal. You know, what's the importance of you embracing that new role for your teammates to be able to see that and understand that you're doing what's best for the team?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely, it's kind of funny. I've never played anything but forward. I was always the left forward since freshman year. But this year my coach decided that I might be better suited in the 10. So it's kind of, I say midfield, but it's a little bit more of a forward midfield. Like I'm the highest midfielder, if that makes any sense. So yeah, we call it the 10 if you know soccer terms. But
I don't, but I'll take your word for it.
yeah, but it's been definitely a little bit, it's been a challenge and I like it. Just when you're in the midfielder, your main objective isn't to score the goals, but make the passes that lead to goals. So
Mhm.
we've definitely, because I was a forward, I can read the runs that can be made. So
Nice.
it's been super fun because I can watch the girls, I can pass the ball to where they can run in and then make a goal. So just as far as embracing, our coach is absolutely amazing. Coach Isaiah, he knows exactly what he's doing and he's building an amazing team.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You were also doing cross country. Last year, the Panther girls finally got over the hump and won state. I know Woodland and you were on some of those teams that came close, you know, finishing second and third every year at state, but you finally got over the top last year. Knowing that it took so many years to finally get over the top, how did it feel to win that title?
It was absolutely amazing because I wasn't on the teams when I watched them get second place. Well, I guess I was one of the times, but I watched Woodland's teams. I was at all the state meets watching them compete, and they were always so close. They were off by like 1 to 2 points, and then my sophomore year we missed it by 1 point. And then when we finally took the win last year, it was absolutely crazy because when we all finished when we all crossed the finish line, it actually took like the officials, oh gosh, 10 to 15 minutes to figure out who had won because it was so tight. And it went to the sixth and seventh runners to figure out who would be able to take the state title. So it was absolutely incredible. And it was even more so for me because my little sister Wylan was actually able to compete with me on that one. So it was such an amazing memory.
That's awesome. You know, when you have like a championship pedigree and you move into your next sport, what's the mentality going in, knowing that, hey, like you say, you guys are very skilled. We won a championship in cross country. How can we bring that same mentality over here into the soccer and really get to the level that I know we can get to?
Yeah, as hang on, I have to think about that one. I think fitness is definitely, I was really impressed with our team. Usually it takes a couple weeks to get the entire soccer team into shape because they haven't done cross country like me and my little sister have. But this year it was absolutely amazing. Our team wants it super bad, and we all came in fit and ready to start working on skills and plays instead of having to start from the bottom. So that was absolutely amazing. And then the other thing, definitely mentality. This year, we've seen what we can do. We actually had a tournament over the Christmas break, and we played against some bigger 6A teams, and we did super well. So we got a little bit of a feel of, wow, we can stand up to bigger schools who have some really like good athletes. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, I know I keep bouncing around. We trying to stay on soccer, and I brought up cross country a minute ago, and now I'm going to bring up track and field because last year when you were competing as a junior, I have you down for competing in 10 different events. Does that sound right? 3 sprints, hurdles, high jump, long jump. qualified for 3 of them for state. Is there any particular, knowing that you do pretty much everything in track, is there anything particular that's your favorite that you're going to be focusing on your senior year?
Absolutely. Hurdles are by far my favorite thing. It's just unlike any other sport because cross country, you get a lot of distance, you get a lot of running in, and then hurdles just adds a whole new element because not only do you have to run as fast as you can, but you have to be coordinated enough to know when to jump over the hurdles. And yeah, it's definitely my favorite event.
Yeah, I think it was hurdles that Woodland won her state title in. I know that all you and all your siblings are really close. I see everything that your mom posts on Facebook, and I know that you have a very close knit family. But is there ever any antagonism, any sibling rivalry between you? I mean, you just said you're going to be competing in hurdles, and that was Woodland's thing. So is there any just little bit of nitpicking you have with her to any little, I don't know, rivalry with her?
Well, I have to say, my freshman year, I was pretty hungry to beat the her times for her freshman year, and it's definitely been encouraging to try it set all my goals for, hey, I really want to get this time for my 5K this year, or I want to qualify for state just like Woodland did. But as far as antagonistic, there's really been nothing. My siblings have been just a wealth of knowledge and advice for me. So anytime I'm struggling with completing a goal or reaching a time, they've actually been super good with, hey, why don't you try this? Or when I was racing, this is what I did it, and it improved my time. So the only thing that I think was a little bit funny was when Woodland found out that we won state. So she was super excited for us, but a little bit sad that she never got that chance herself.
So Wheaton, your senior year, you playing the 3 sports. What do you want to see out of your senior year, and then what does the future hold for you?
Yeah, out of my senior year, I definitely, as far as soccer goes, I really would like to make it to the state finals and not only compete in it, but as far as Coconino soccer, we would like to host the first state tournament at Coconino. So that is our main objective for this year. So we're super excited for that, and we've been working really hard to win the games that we should and compete in the harder games to where we can have the opportunity to host the state tournament, or like the first round of the state tournament, I should say.
Yep.
And then as far as the future, I'm going to be attending GCU. And as you know, GCU is a D1 school, so I'm not really sure what sports the future holds, but I definitely, if I don't play in college, I've looked at their club sports and I'm super interested in that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And, I wish you the best in that, and hope that, everything come to fruition that you want for your senior year, and then definitely moving on into college, and that you just, enjoy your time at GCU. And if you do club sports, or if you walk on, that you have great success.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, Russell, I know it's getting towards that mark. Where we go to shutting things down, and typically we have the golden nugget that I answer, but when Coach Neal ain't on, I don't necessarily ask it. I always try and set you up to do a little golden nugget segment. So I'll give his famous da 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 da. We're gonna go Russell Woods with the golden nugget question.
Yeah, well, normally I blow that off and just ask whatever I want, but this time I'd really like to know, knowing how busy you are, not just with sports, but with school and with family and chores and everything you've got going on. What keeps you motivated? Because I mean, I'm almost 54 years old, and if I had a schedule like that, I would just drop dead. So, and then what keeps I'm sure things bottle up inside you, or you just sometimes just don't want to. But what keeps you going?
Yeah, absolutely. As far as like school and sports and work, it's actually been super fun. I enjoy every minute of it. But as far as encouragement, my coaches and my teammates are absolutely the best. It doesn't matter if I'm in a bad mood or if I'm tired or if I'm just struggling to compete that day. They're super good about encouragement, and it's like number one on their priority, making sure that just everyone feels included. And I love sports is my just kind of my happy place. It gives me just time for myself where I don't have to worry about anything else. I just get to enjoy playing sports and competing and racing, so I absolutely love it.
Well, again, we thank you for joining us this morning, and you look taking the time out of the schedule and out of the school day to come on and join us. And again, we just wish you the best of luck this season and with soccer and then into track. And, I'm gonna have to now that you done been on, I'm gonna have to keep my eye closer on what y'all do and following watching to that first round of playoffs when you hosting. Y'all make that. If my schedule allow, I'm gonna come out and check y'all out. So do that so I can be there.
Okay.
All right, Wheaten. Thanks again for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right. All right, Russell, another great guest. You doing well, lining them up and getting them on. So that's awesome. And just a great young lady. Seems like, obviously a lot of ambition, playing the sports, being homeschool, and just handling business. And so, that's what we like to see. So, great job in getting her on.
Well, she's from a good family that's been part of Flagstaff for several generations, and every kids fly the nest, and I know you've gone through this. You've got your kids that fly them, but it's always great to see them come back and be part of the community. And the Smith family certainly has done that, and I look forward to seeing where they go from here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And you yourself, what you gonna do from here? You good the rest of the day?
I'm a little under the weather. I took today off, but I'll drink my water and say my prayers, and I'll be back on track for tomorrow.
All right, well, you get better. Yeah, we'll be ready. We playing in the arena down there tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. We got St. Mary's at 220 in the Footprint Arena, so going to hopefully have a great practice today and then go down and handle business tomorrow.
There you go.
Yep. All right, peoples, we definitely appreciate everybody who tuned in this morning. Again, if you like what we're doing, go ahead and subscribe, thumbs us up, and keep joining in as we have these great guests. But for now, I don't know what everybody got to do out there, but I do know one thing. You ain't got to go home,
but you can't stay here.
Peace.